Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are sitting in our beautiful Citation Longitude. We can look at that. We're sitting at Minneapolis Airport, and we're sitting on the side of the runway. Let's have a look at our aeroplane. Looking beautiful over there. Oh my, gorgeous aeroplane. Really powerful aeroplane. Can go up to almost about 900 kilometers an hour. But today we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to do circuits, just like a 152 would do around an airport. Now, here we have a couple of limitations. The first limitation is the speed. This is a commercial jet. This thing can go so fast. A little Cessna 152 can go maybe 120 knots, maybe at the top end at sea level. This thing goes up to, as I said, 900 kilometers an hour or up to 400 odd knots. So we need to slow this aeroplane down. And the way to slow it down is 2 or 3 ways. We can have our landing gear out all the time. We can have our flaps down all the time to give it a more aerodynamic lift and try and slow it down. We can have our spoiler down. So we're going to have to do a couple of these tricks in order to keep a square circuit and also do it properly. Alright, let's dive straight into our takeoff. I'm just going to set us up and I'll get us into a format where we can probably, I would like to actually be already taking off. So I'll set everything up nice and easy for us, and we'll just roll along the runway. There we go. We've just rolled. We've got our flaps out. We're going on the side here. We're at 90 knots already. This is already almost faster than a 152 at full speed. Let's look at the flaps over there. The flaps are fully extended. The gear is down, and we'll keep this in for as long as we can. In front of us is Minnesota. We want to get to, see, it's already moaning with us. We're pulling up the flaps and the landing gear, but notice how the speed starts rocketing upwards. So we're going to need to slow this aeroplane down because we're already ready to turn. Let's have a look at this green map up at the top there. You can see our little white aeroplane over there. We've just taken off this runway over here. I need to do a square to get us to about that lake over there, and then turn south to go this way, and then come in hopefully for a landing again. So it's all square turns. So the problem is to slow us down. Here I'm using my spoilers. You can see they're up. What that does is it's like air brakes, and it's useful to us to slow the aeroplane down. You can see it's holding us at about 150. As soon as I go take them down like I've just done, notice the speed starts going up again. So we can't go too slowly. Okay, we're already over that lake where we're going to have to turn to the left. And we're going to then head southwards. Let's just have a look at our turn. See us over the lake there. There's our shadow. And as we turn, okay, we're turning on. It's hard for me to fly and look at the same time. Let's just have a look at that. I just want to see we're turning a nice 30 degrees. We're going to head southwards. Okay, there's our airport. We are now actually flying almost parallel to the runway we took off from. Let's have a look at that. So there's our aeroplane over there, flying southwards. There's our runway 35, which is at 350 degrees, which is almost northwards. And we want to go pretty much south, almost to the Minnesota River. Let's see that in the distance. You can see it over there, right in the distance. There's Minnesota River. I've wound up the power. Here we are. Here you can see it's just shot up to 400 knots. That's already 800 kilometers an hour almost. I mean, how is that? This plane is rocketing. To slow her down, to be slow enough to land, which would be about 120, is a massive thing. We have to put up our spoilers, which I've just done. We have to put down the landing gear, and we have to put down the flaps. But we're going too fast. We're going 300 knots already. You can't put down the landing gear. Well, I've got an emergency. I'm going to force it down, and seeing me in a simulator that is not looking at crash conditions, because that would definitely crash the plane. It does slow us down. Notice our speed is slowed down to 160. We are now over our first turn over here at the bottom, and we are now aligning ourselves with the runway. There's the runway over there on the green map, and I'm going at 45 degrees until we are directly ahead. We're going way too fast, too slow. 100 to play with this in this plane is unbelievable, unless you're on an auto throttle, and then you have to set in certain speeds. Well, we want to do this a bit manually, so I'm going to hold it more or less with my throttle stick between 120 and 130 and see how we do with that. Okay, let's go the other side of the plane and watch her as she comes in for her final turn. Let's pop outside the aeroplane. You can see us there a little bit further out. I'm going to just drop ourselves a little bit lower so you can see her in the sky there. Do you see her? In the sky there? That's what we're going for. I'm going to go really close over here. There we go. Okay, we should be kind of aligned with the runway. Let's see where that runway is. Turning around, there's that runway over there. And here's our plane over here. We're looking pretty good. I'm just going to move to the bit to the side and try and get them together. There we go. That's quite a good shot. So we're going to watch the aeroplane over there. She's at 500 feet. Here we're looking in from the cockpit. We put down our landing gear. We have full flaps. We need to get us to about 120 for a softer landing. That's all. We don't want to kill the passengers as we're coming in. So we are slowing ourselves really down. Let's go have a look at this landing. Now, at the moment we're at 122. We're a little bit high. We have stalled. We need to put on a bit more engine power. Otherwise we're going to fall out of the sky. And we need to align ourselves. Okay, a little bit of a bouncy landing there. Oh my god, this is really not good. Let's look at our plane over here. Well, it wasn't bad. Let's try to do that again. I'm putting on full power. We've still got our flaps down. We've still got our gear down. Let's try that one more time. We're going to build up really fast again. As soon as I put up my gear, you're going to see how she rockets. Here goes the gear. Now watch the speed. You see her shooting right up, and the flaps have gone, and there goes the speed right up over 200 knots. That's over 400 k's an hour. That is so fast. We're going to need to start turning immediately. So let's have a look at our second turn. Okay, we're coming over the road over here. This is the good point to turn. And we're doing exactly that. Let's have a look at our beautiful turn over here. Looking really good. Let's see what this will look like at sunset. Let's just bring in a little bit of a weather sunset situation. I'm going to pull this over. Now here we're doing it in normal daylight, but here we're going towards like a sunset condition. Let's see how that works out for us. The sun is directly ahead of us. Well, for our southward leg, this is because we're heading west and it's sunset. As soon as we head to the south, well, we won't have the sun as a problem. Here we are over that lake. We now are ready to turn to our left. You can see our map, our green map at the top there. Let's find our aeroplane. There she is over the lake. Ready to turn. Looks gorgeous. Let's see her turn in the sun. Lovely. Look at that. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Peter. And now we're heading southwards, and what we're going to do here is just do a quick speed up. You want to get up to about 300 knots just for the downward. We don't want to waste any time here. We're just winding it up. So you can see our speed going like crazy. Let's look to our left. We should see the airport over there. We're flying parallel to that airport. It's right over there. But at the moment we are making it up to about 300 knots. And that will make our downward leg really quick. And now we've got to slow down. So we over 300, we got what we wanted, and we're getting ready to turn to our left. But so we've got a bit of space to go. So I'll put down the flaps. I've used the spoiler to slow us down. I've now got the landing gear out. Very nice. Put down the spoiler, because the spoiler is just like air brakes. And we'll turn just before the Minnesota River again. You know the drill now. You're going to turn left, and then we'll do a trick where on the base leg, which is what we're turning onto, we will, just before the end of it, we'll go 45 degrees left and then 45 degrees again, just to get our approach absolute. That's what we would like to do. We don't want to overshoot it. We don't have to give the passengers any really rough time. So we're ready to do our turn now. And let's commence that. Let's have a look at our turn as we're turning into it. We are now facing into the sun. We're looking at the east. I mean at the west. And our plane is needing to do a full turnaround. If I had to keep the plane right there and watch it, we still have to turn to my right, to your right, but to the plane's left. And we want to make it over the this lake over here. At the lake, we'll do our first 45-degree turn. How about that? Let's step out the plane even more. So we're watching the aeroplane approaching that lake. There it is. Got the radios. That is somebody in the tower. Okay, we're getting ready to do our turn. We've got clearance for touch and go, so that's what we'll listen to for now. Here we're going into our turn. Let's just have a look at it. Nice. There's from the wing position. And we can see the runway sliding into view here. That's not the runway yet. We've got to turn 45 degrees still to complete it. And there's our runway. Okay, we're all looking good. We've got flaps down. We've got undercarriage down. We're a little fast, 140. We want to go down to about less than 130 even. But make sure that we are going dead straight and going down. Because if you want to try and put the nose in the sky at this speed, not on. Okay, we're going way too fast for this. We need to slow us down. So I'm going to pull back on the throttle. Let's have a look at the plane from the front. She's looking good. Let's look at her from the side. She's looking good. Let's look at her from the back. From the outside, this is a nice approach. She's looking good. Let's get a little bit lower. Whoa, too low. This is very twitchy. Okay, that's looking good. Let's see how she looks here. Whoa. For this touchdown. Good one. That was pretty cool. And let's do one final leg, knowing what we know, and do it as fast as we can. We're bulleting down the runway. We've got 135 knots. We're really fast. Our flaps are down. Our gear is down. Let's watch all the procedures happen. What are you expecting? There we go. The gear goes up. And we're expecting also the flaps to come up. Watch the flaps. Now we don't have any drag. Now watch the speed increasing. This is what we expect. We're already at the point where we have to turn. That's how fast we are. And we're already at 220. We've got to slow ourselves down a lot. But we'll do our turn. You'll notice the turn will be very, very gentle. Just watch the turn. That's not the lake we want. This second one is going to be the lake we want. And we're at 180 knots. This is fine. We're not going to stall at that speed, but it's still too fast for the circuit. Okay, how about making it really, really exciting? Let's pull in some weather. I'm going to go for custom broken clouds. Oh my word, this looks serious. Okay, I don't want to be stalling here. There's a storm ahead. There's the sun setting. The lightning is all over the sky. You can see some planes in the sky. Let's have a look at what we're looking like. Okay, this is not going to be a weather to be landing where there's a storm. Okay, it's saying storm because we don't have any flaps down. But we want to make this a fast one. So we're winding up our speed again. So our downward leg is faster. Let's have a look at this, the storm clouds around us. Oh my word. Should we make it a little more tricky? Put a little bit of rain there. Oh my word, there is lightning deluxe. Let's pump up the jam a little bit. Okay, we're going fast down the I've just cut the power a little bit. And let's get a little bit of rain going. Oh my word. We won't be able to see anything ahead. No, this is going to be just too much for us without having an ILS set. We are VFR. So let's go to this one. We'll stay there in our storm. Okay, we want to get just before the river and we'll see how that looks. Let's get out of the plane. Okay. Now the stall warning will stop if we put down our gear and undercarriage. I've just put that down. And we're going to go into our turn, our first turn. And that isn't our runway, by the way, behind us. That's an oblique runway. That's not the right runway. This airport has got a few runways. Our runway is sort of this direction. And we are 90 degrees. That's where we are to the airport. We're now going to be turning. Let's find our aeroplane. There's our runway over there. We were looking at this oblique runway. So now we want to be on this runway. That's the one we're going to be landing on. Wow, how's that for a cool shot? Look at that. Against the sun, against the clouds. Sun setting and clouds. Oh my word. Let's get into the cockpit, see where we are. Okay, we almost over the river. We need to start our 45-degree turn to the left. And I'm going to start at any moment now. Let me get a good feel for this. Let's look out this window. There's the runway to the left. We almost, you can see us 45 degrees is going out to the left there. Okay, we're ready to turn. So let's do our turn quickly. Nice turn. We've got 109 knots, a little bit slow, but it will pick up after our turn. Let's have a look at this. Nice looking. As we approach the runway, let's have a look at the river behind us. Look at that incredible sunset against the as it goes down in the west. That's the Minnesota River. And we're coming into St. Paul's, runway 35. Oh my word. Okay, you can see the runway is just there. We almost straightened up to it. And let's get a little bit closer so we can see what's what. Looking good. Let's watch the approach. We can go into our aeroplane over here to see what's going on. It's looking good. Looking good. Let's look at it from the side. That's also looking good. Let's pull us out. Let's get this view so we can see it from the side. Or let's get it from the front. That should be pretty cool. It should cross the highway any second here. There we go. We're just across the highway. We're ready for touchdown. Okay, this is starting to look much better. Much better. Much softer. Okay, put the nose down. That was a really much softer landing, but very slow because our nose was right in the sky. And I think over here we can say that we've done our circuits. Let's turn off the runway here along that yellow line. We'll stop the plane over there just after the red blocks over there. What do you think about that? Let's just look inside so we get it right. There's our blocks. Looking good. And it's rainy weather. We'll get to speak to the ground station. But I think we had an amazing time there. Just under 20 minutes, and we have done 3 circuits in a super fast aeroplane. I hope that helped a little bit. And I hope you enjoyed that run. I did.